Good day, everyone. So I haven't had time for a big project, so let's do another little project. Well, I went and bought myself a variety pack of dinosaur claws. Believe it or not, this is a life-size claw of a Velociraptor. Bit different than the movies, eh? But I kind of want to see what they look like in bronze. So let's make some bronze dinosaur claws. This one is our Velociraptor. This one is a Deinonychus. And this one is an Allosaurus. Let's turn them into bronze. I have to start by positioning the claws in the flask to see how they'll best fit. But since I had extra room, I decided to throw a shark tooth in there, just because I could. And I'll coat them with talc powder so the sand doesn't stick to them as easily. I'm attempting to use a method that I saw on Robinson Foundry's channel. The top and bottom of the flask is called the cope and the drag. What I'm attempting to do here is make a false cope. And that should allow me to get the cleanest set and the best parting lines for the claws. Once I have the sand packed down, I take a piece of wood and a hammer and hammer the claws into the sand so I get a good clear impression. I can then shape the sand around the claw to try to find the central point and give the best parting line possible. Now that they're set, I can start making the final bottom. So that'll be the drag. I'll coat it with talc again and set the drag. Now, ideally, everything should stay put in the drag, but I didn't have my parting lines set quite right, so they got pulled up in the cope. They were kind of stuck in there too. It took a little bit to get them out. So I carefully put them back in the drag, and now I'll start making the permanent cope. Another trick I learned from the Robinson Foundry is just being able to dump your pattern out. It's a good trick. These were hanging on though, and it took a little bit more work. So the parting lines on the tooth, the Velociraptor claw, and the medium-sized claw all look pretty good. This one is terrible. But since we got 3 good ones and 1 not good one, we'll go with it and see if we can repair this in the metal chasing. We'll just see how it goes. I use a piece of copper pipe to core out the sand to make a channel for the metal. And in this case, a bent piece of sheet metal to make the gates that go to the claws. I use a small welding rod to make air vent so the metal can get to the tip of the claws. For the metal, I'm going to use tin bronze, and I'm going to use this copper gutter that I got. Some rich person just threw it away. It's always nice to see when the castings look how you hoped. So that's pretty cool, eh? The parting lines on the two smaller claws and the tooth came out really well. Big claw's kind of a mess, but we'll just have to do some more metal chasing on that one. With so little cleanup to do, I used a hand file for some of them. And then a buffing wheel to polish them up. For the bigger claw, I just carefully used my bench grinder. And my Dremel for the more detailed portions. I've been told that a rock makes a good matting tool to hide the grind lines, so I gave that a try. However, it's always important to wear your PPE. I don't want to take a rock chip to the eye. I switched to a ball-peen hammer to get a little more metal moving, and I'll go back to the rock for the final touches. It's kind of loud though, so I'll add another layer of PPE. And if I hadn't told you, you probably wouldn't even know there was a parting line there now. Finally, I wash them in a little ammonia water to make sure they're clean. And then soak them in liver of sulfur to give them a nice dark patina. Then I buff a few metallic highlights back into it, and we're done. Well, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think they're pretty cool. I want to thank the Robinson Foundries for profiling the sand casting method that I used for this. It's a very helpful channel. You should check it out. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come on back for more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Even our bonus shark tooth turned out really nice. Each one's a little better. Bye-bye.